So there are two different kinds of media. Okay, go ahead. Go on.
No. There are actually three.
Okay, what's the third?
Well, no, there are two. Politically owned, with subsets, Republican, Democrat, Libertarian.
I'm not familiar with any libertarian media, but okay.
I'm not either, but
You're going
fair play.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay.
Okay.
And what's the other media?
Truth.
Truth. Okay. Truth has... Comes from where?
Factual reporting.
So, in essence, theoretically neutral.
Theoretically, yes.
Okay. Don't!
Do you want to try my potatoes?
No, we want you to go inside so we can talk, baby.
Try her potatoes.
Can I try one?
Well, yeah, I had some of your potatoes for dinner, and they were very, very good.
They're very hot. Be careful.
Okay. Thank you. Taters. Yay. I like taters because I was Irish. Sorry.
Oh my God.
It's probably not going to help any arguments I have later, but it's okay.
No, but anyway, I loved it. But
you
no,
might as well
you
give
could.
me while I'm weak. Go ahead. Come on.
But you could go onto a liberal campus and show them a bunch of democratic policies.
Yes.
And they wouldn't like most of them.
For instance.
Immigration. Perfect example.
Okay.
Absolutely teetotal. Perfect example.
Go on. If you're going to take that stand, you got to have something behind it.
Okay, well, what do you mean go on? If I went onto a liberal campus,
okay,
and I said the exact same thing that Obama said,
which is
we need tighter border control,
okay,
which coincides with what Trump said. But since Orange Man bad is a complex, it doesn't matter what he says, it's bad. Even if the God and Savior Obama said it before him,
okay,
that's null and void.
Okay.
It's bad.
Mm-hmm.
Even though if I said Obama said this, they'd be like, yeah. If I said Trump said it, they'd be like, boo. Right?
Okay.
If I said we need tighter border control.
Actually, I should probably be using hype, which means I hear you,
yeah,
as opposed to okay.
I know
but
what
okay
hype
means.
I know what hype means.
Okay means I hear you also.
Us.
Doesn't mean I agree. It just means I hear you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's an example of one of the things.
Okay. So, do you think that has not been said by both sides?
Well, the Republicans have never said, hey, let's open the borders and let everybody in, if that's what you mean. I don't think either party is, well, actually, I can't say that anymore, but historically, neither party had been for
What's
just
it
let
say on the
everybody
Statue
in.
of Liberty?
I don't know. In the 50s or something, didn't they open their borders?
Well,
or didn't we open our borders? Not their borders. Like, I don't live here.
Let's go ahead and go back to what it says on the Statue of Liberty.
Okay.
Sorry.
Here, I'll even try and look it up.
Yeah, I'm trying. I don't know. I know what you're referring to, but I don't want to say it because I'm probably semantically wrong or grammatically wrong.
So, on the Statue of Liberty, it says, give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses, yearning to breathe free. The wretched refuse of your teeming shore.
Mm-hmm.
Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it says.
Yes.
Now,
and I wholeheartedly do not disagree with it.
which is awesome that you don't disagree. However, that also is broad enough where the folks seeking to leave their own borders for the brighter chance of a better future in this country should be welcomed.
I don't
That's
know.
what that promise says.
I don't know. I think that promise was referring more to refugees.
And how do you define a refugee?
Don't we actually have a definition though?
Let's see if we have a definition of a refugee.
That we do.
That's a genuine question.
Yes.
I feel
and I think that's a valid.
I'm underarmed because my phone is dead,
Oh, that's too bad.
so I can't look. I can't help look up the definitions.
How do I do? I'll do it this way. Define refugee.
Well, I mean, I know there's a dictionary definition of
Fugees.
refugee. What I'm
Did you say
asking
Fuji?
is,
Sorry.
haha, you're funny. No, what I'm asking is there a definition of what the United States considers a refugee? And I'm asking that because obviously it does, because we have refugee healthcare, we have refugee housing.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously the United States has a refugee definition.
All right. So the dictionary definition,
Okay.
according to the Google, is a person who has been forced to leave their country in order to escape war, persecution, or natural disaster.
Okay.
Okay, I can roll with that.
Now,
The poor huddled masses, as it were.
okay. Is there a war on drugs?
There's a war on drugs here.
Yeah.
So therefore,
Well, is there-
ergo, folks leaving Mexico are leaving a
Okay.
situation
But
that falls under to escape war.
but
Okay.
but
Yes.
semantically,
Oh my god.
no.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
Bring it.
semantically,
Okay.
Semantically.
that would meet that definition.
Mhm.
But are the people that are flooding across the border escaping being shot?
Mhm.
Or are the people crossing the border illegally? Okay, we're
Okay.
not talking about, I have absolutely no problem with legal immigration, just to be
Okay.
clear.
Yeah.
The people that are crossing the border, is it because their government is persecuting them?
It doesn't say government. It says escape war, persecution, or natural
Okay.
disaster.
So
That's where the
a
United
war-
States definition may come in.
So
Perhaps.
does war mean like if you and I I don't know, get in a fist fight, or hell, even if you and I as individuals shoot at each other, is that considered a war? Or is a war a governmental based thing?
All right.
I mean, if we're diving deep.
All right. So, because you asked this question, I'll try and handle this as best I can. Under U.S. law, a refugee is a person who is unable or unwilling to return to his or her home country because of a, quote, well-founded fear of persecution, unquote, due to race, membership in a particular social group,
We're going to the.
political opinion, religion, or national origin.
Bye.
Interestingly,
that's actually really interesting. So, if you want to escape your national origin, then you're considered a
well-founded
refugee.
fear of persecution due to national origin.
Okay. All right, I got you. I was going to say that's a really broad definition.
It is. However, it also does not take into account trying to escape war or natural disaster.
True.
Which is why I wanted to point out that there is a difference between what a dictionary definition of what a refugee is and what somebody may translate the Statue of Liberty, and what
Right.
the United States has now decided the definition of a refugee is, and what its definition of what the Statue of Liberty means.
Which I think is actually an excellent point. And you definitely have proved that there is a radical difference.
I just
Good job.
So if I were to go by the U.S. law, and of course this is still according to the Google.
The Google. The media.
I've
Just
never thought
playing.
of Google being the media, but okay.
It is, isn't it?
This is taking from American Immigration Council. Let's see if it'll come up. AmericanImmigrationCouncil.org is where they're taking the definition of a refugee.
okay.
So it takes out natural disaster, it takes out trying to escape war. Forget what the middle aspect was. But war and natural disaster were first and third.
Right.
But it's interesting because did the U.S. The other part to me that's interesting is when did the U.S. define differently what a refugee is compared to the dictionary?
Right.
And quite frankly, part of that can be.
I'd like to know when a lot of words
My guess.
became different meanings from what's in the actual dictionary.
My guess.
Okay, sorry, I know that's off topic, but yeah,
Well,
okay.
My
It is,
guess
but it
would
isn't.
be
You're right.
my guess would be that the definition of the dictionary changed after.
After the U.S. law,
Yeah. That would be my guess.
I would think it would be before. Frankly, I would think that the dictionary definition would have been the originator, and that the law would be the after.
Now, I say this
I could be wrong.
because right. Well, yeah, and so could I. I'm basing my opinion on the fact that publishers of dictionaries, writers of dictionaries, are privately owned companies, and they can put whatever.
Of course, that makes me think they can put whatever spin on it they want.
Exactly, that's what I was going to say. They can put
And
whatever
I would-
spin on it they want. I didn't want to use the word spin, but it's
And-
accurate.
And my hope would be that they would be relatively neutral.
Yeah.
However, the older I get, the less I think anything can be neutral.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, here we go. According to U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services,
Here we go.
this is their website, uscis.gov. Refugees and asylum. Refugee status or asylum may be
Asylum
granted
is different. Yeah. Okay.
may be granted to people who have been persecuted or fear they will be persecuted on account of race, religion, nationality, and or membership in a particular social group or political opinion.
Okay.
Okay.
It goes on to say, for refugees, refugee status is a form of protection that may be granted to people who meet the definition of refugee. Which is interesting in and of itself.
Yeah,
Considering
because
U.S. law's got one definition.
I was going to say, because it doesn't
Right.
say which definition of refugee it's referring to.
Now see.
Exactly.
Now see.
And who are of special humanitarian concern to the United States. Refugees are generally people outside of their country who are unable or unwilling to return home because they fear serious harm. Period. For a legal definition of refugee, see section 101A, parentheses 42 of the Immigration and Nationality Act.
Okay.
You may seek a referral for refugee status only from outside the United States. For more information about refugees, see refugees section. So, amongst the things it's saying there is, in order to get refugee status in the U.S., you have to seek it outside of the U.S.
Right. And it,
Which is
the operative
bullshit.
the operative words in that were may be granted.
Oh, sorry, I'm looking for maybe granted.
It was up in the first part that you're in. Status may
Yep.
be granted, which means it's not to be automatically assumed.
Correct.
Which means that the governing country controls who comes across the border.
Which governing country are you talking about? The originating or the receiving?
I'm assuming by that, since that's an American document, yes?
That is a U.S. Citizenship and
Okay.
Immigration Services document.